The Trump administration seems in no hurry to back down in the trade dispute with China. That, of course, as Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross signals more pain ahead unless Beijing changes its trade behavior as well as its total economic system. Let's get the latest from our Washington reporter, Greg Sullivan. So, Greg, how much should we read into this aggressive stance? We ask this question all the time. Where are we now?
Yeah, the question does seem to come up a lot. The administration is not backing down from its aggressive stance on trade issues with China. In the short term, the administration looks to be trying to drive China back to the negotiating table by increasing the threat with this new increased tariff level that they announced yesterday. Right now, talks have broken down between the Chinese and the U.S. side. Of course, there are probably back-channel, lower-level talks happening, but no formal talks scheduled, nothing happening. In the long term, the Trump administration wants to whittle down the trade deficit it has with China and also force, as you said, structural changes. Yeah.
Now, is the U.S. strategy likely to succeed in some kind of midterm or long-term time frame?
Well, as we said before, there are currently no talks, and given the U.S. demands for talks to happen, that Beijing be open to structural changes, it's hard to see those talks even starting. Furthermore, China is vowing to retaliate. It doesn't seem. It's saying that it will not back down, calling U.S. actions blackmail. Now, on the Trump administration side, they do have a strong economy going for them. And as long as that economy is strong, it provides them some air cover. But should the effect of the tariffs start to change that, their political calculus could change on how they move forward as well.
Yeah, talk to me about these very strong sanctions that are being proposed for Russia. Certainly that would make Moscow sit up and pay attention. What are these US senators proposing? What's behind this latest push?
That's right. A group of bipartisan senators today introduced some very strong sanctions legislation that would target the Russian state-backed energy projects as well as their sovereign debt. In the legislation, some interesting points. They would require a Senate approval for the U.S. to pull out of NATO, as well as a report on Vladimir Putin's assets and net worth. The senators seem to be responding to Russia's continued efforts to interfere in the U.S. elections, including the upcoming midterm elections. But also they have in mind President Trump, who has appeared reluctant to criticize Putin and even equivocated in the Helsinki summit about whether he believed the U.S. Intelligence community's assessment of Russian meddling. So definitely trying to push back not just against Russia, but also draw a strong line against the country in what they see as an absence of the president doing that.